All right, I think that's everybody admitted. So we can go ahead and get started. It is already 4 o'clock now. So hello, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Whether you're here live or watching through YouTube, welcome to another Ask Me Anything here with Shichungu Co. And we have happily invited Tatanka Funds today, the CDFI part of Shichungu Co. So we have Sharli Colombe with Tatanka Funds and Shere Wright Plank with Tatanka Funds. And we can already get the ball rolling. So, Sherry, I'll let you introduce yourself first. Of course, your name, where you're from, what you do, your connection with Tatanka Funds, and then Shar, you can go after her.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Midakuyepi. Michante etaya nape chuzape na wopila ichichape. Dayaya hi. Sherry Wright Planky Machapi. Naha washichu. Iapi. Um, Greetings, everybody, my relatives. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you're all here today tuning in. My name is Sherry Wright Plank. I'm from the Rosebud community. I sit on the tribal council and I'm on the Tatanka Funds board of directors. I'm the president of the board. I'm here today to help answer any questions and I'm very excited to answer any questions and help Shar along the way in any way possible. So with that, I'll hand it over to Shar. It's all yours, Shar.
Good afternoon. My name is Sharli Colombe. I am the program manager for Tatanka Funds. Um, I have been here for 3 years. I have 5 wonderful children who keep me very busy besides my job, and I'm born and raised on the Rosebud Reservation, and I am a fifth generation rancher here as well.
Well, nice. Thank you guys. And we'll again hop right in with our questions. So, for any of the viewers, whether live or watching the recording, what is it that Tatanka Funds does for us here on the reservation?
Tatanka Funds is an emerging CDFI, a community financial development institution. There's specific certifications to be a certified CDFI, and in order to get that certification, you have to go through the Department of Treasury, and some people can get it right away, and some entities it takes a while because you have to have a certain amount of loans out, and you have to meet some other standards. But Tatanka Funds currently, our strong suit is our technical assistance portion. And through our technical assistance, we offer some specific classes. Shar, do you want to talk about the classes or do you want me to?
I can help you fill in.
Okay.
So
Uh,
some of the TA areas that we do are small business, agriculture, and housing. Um, for housing, we have the home buyer education course. We do housing counseling, agriculture. Small business. We do have financial literacy courses. We are just vamping up our small business courses that have to deal with taxes and business plan writing and um, everything else involved. And we do one-on-one coaching with all of them. So, am I forgetting anything, Sherry?
I think you got everything covered except the teen financial literacy
In
classes.
financial literacy and credit counseling. I apologize.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a
Yes.
lot to remember. Do quite a bit. Yeah, quite all full circle, but definitely very much needed things. I love all of them. And I can start with you again, Sherry. What brought you to this work with Tatanka Funds?
Well, I worked for Redco in 2013. I moved home and here to the Rosebud Reservation. And I started working as the general manager for Rosebud Office Solutions. And my journey there was pretty long. And we had um, We were in the red. The company was in the red when I started. A lot of policies that needed to be created. And I knew nothing about CDFIs when I started. What ended up happening was we got at ROS, I got the company Hub Zone certified in the 8A status with the federal government, and I've been through a lot of SBA trainings. So the company was at a really good place, and the CFO at the time pulled me aside and he said, Shere, you're really good at tedious paperwork, so I would like you to help us with Tatanka Funds. So that's how I came to start helping with Tatanka Funds. I was there for almost a full year, but my father passed away, so I took his seat on tribal council. And then I got reelected to tribal council. So I stayed on the board to try to create continuity and really help guide the company along. I consider myself a working board member. Do volunteer a lot of time and help the entity as much as I can, especially because they're in a phase where they're building capacity and they don't have so much funding and not a full staff. So through this work, Tatanka Funds was brought here to the reservation because of the fact that Redco, so just so everybody knows, Sichangu Co. consists of three entities that work together through a coalition called Sichangu Co. Redco, Sichangu CDC, and Tatanka Funds. Well, Tatanka Funds was the needed piece because Redco can't own all the businesses, right? They can't. It's just we need to promote entrepreneurship. But getting people to be entrepreneurs was very difficult because access to capital was very hard here. We only had one bank, Wells Fargo, and they hardly aren't lending to local people. And on our side, for my people, we really have a lot of trauma with money, and money is new to us. And I say that because we had an elder group working session, and he said it wasn't until the 1950s that his parents actually needed money because of the treaties and all the rations that were supposedly given in the treaties. So some people probably started working before then, but a lot of people didn't really need jobs and have a relationship with money till the 1950s. So through that, we realized that for us, we really need to have a lot of financial literacy training and offer that so our people can start developing a healthy relationship with money and not carry any shame about money and start learning how to not just manage it, but also start thinking about wealth building. So Tatanka Funds is a key portion to building the economy here on the reservation. And I was brought in to help, but the reason behind Tatanka Funds being here is because it all starts with credit. If you don't have credit, you can't get loans, you can't start your business, you can't get your car to go to work. All these obstacles that people are facing here living in poverty um, are some of the things that we are trying to get ahead of and or help people work through. Sorry, that was a really long answer. I hope that was helpful.
That's okay. You gave more than enough, and I love it so much. And how about you, Shar? The original question of like, how did you get started with Tatanka Funds?
Actually, a really funny story. So, I went to Redco in 2019 and I was like, hey, it's like, do you have a program that helps Native Americans start a business? Well, right, they were in the process of, trying to create it. I ended up going off reservation to the Cheyenne Eagle Butte Reservation to 4 bands, and I got a business loan there. In 2022, I'm really active in the egg world, right? And I heard that Tatanka Funds was growing. And I called Redco and I was like, who's in charge of agriculture? What are you guys doing with agriculture? Like, with President Biden or I don't remember if it was Trump or Biden at the time, actually. Sorry, it's been a long day. But there was a lot of money coming down with these, grants that helps small businesses and the agriculture world. And our tribe was, I felt like, not applying for anything. So they put me through to the ED. Her name was Brittany Heisley. She recently left us. She had a beautiful baby, so she was moving back home to Oklahoma. And she answers the phone, and I'm like, "Hi, this is Sharli Colombe, and I'm an egg producer on the reservation, and I want to know what grants you guys are applying for through the government that can trickle down to the egg producers. Because as a native producer on the reservation, the USDA programs are really, really hard for native producers to get into." And I kind of gave her a run for her money. She wasn't sure how to answer. She wasn't sure if Sichunga CDC was applying for any. Tatanka Funds wasn't at the time. And I don't want to say I was rude. I was just really heavy questioned. And, she said that she would look into it and she would call me back. She called me back 2 days later and she said, "We're not currently doing anything, but I'm looking into it and I'm going to keep in touch with you." So I said, "Okay." And about 3 weeks later, I get this call from a Oklahoma number, and she said, "Miss Colombe, this is Brittany Heisley, and I was just wondering if you would come work for me." And I've been there ever since.
Wow, I love that. I had no idea, Shar, so I'm glad
Yeah.
even I got to learn about that. The next question is, what is something recent that happened within Tatanka Funds that you guys are proud of? Whoever has any thoughts that come to mind.
I guess one of the things that I would like to talk about that we're proud of is we were awarded a NAF grant and we turned around and re-granted the funds and we helped, was it 20 producers, Sharli?
31.
31 producers. But aside from that, and maybe I should let Sharli talk about this because this is her baby. But aside from helping them, we also created, well, Sharli created a cohort. We do have a cattle association here, but we don't have a place for farmers and ranchers to come together, locally for native farmers and ranchers to come together and address issues because there's several issues that surround their business and entities that affect their business, but there's not an organization or a place that has a placeholder for them as far as boards or committees with the tribe. So it was just really nice to get that cohort started, and I hope that after they complete the 12 classes that they continue on to meet as a group. So that's one good thing that I'm proud of that we did.
Nice. Is there anything that comes to mind for you, Shar, or is it about the same?
Yeah, I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud. So we recently applied for and were awarded the USDA RBDG grant, the Rural Business Development Grant. The grant team, they really came through and helped us with that. So thank you, Erin and Brandy. Um, and we'll be able to help, small business owners with micro loans, get them off the ground and get going. One other thing I'm really proud of is the housing counseling that we do. So we were just kind of thrown into this housing counseling. And at first, it wasn't my cup of tea. I'm a small business agriculture person. Um, but to be able to help tribal members who come in, may not have the best credit, may not have credit at all. We're actually considered a credit desert. We don't have a lot of tribal members who would bank, or when they did get credit, they weren't sure. We weren't taught it growing up. We weren't taught it in high school. So right away, the credit would be ruined. They weren't sure how to, drive through it. And so having a client come in, not the best circumstances, doing that weekly one-on-one coaching with them, um, getting them to the point where, home ownership is more of a reality to them. And then that final day, helping them with down payment assistance. And that final day when they get to sign their closing day, it's a really great feeling. We're in a housing crisis here. And we have, within Sichanguko, we have Redco's doing the Kewak Pala development where they're building X amount of homes and they're mortgaging them to tribal members. And our tribe, the Rosebud tribe, and big round of applause for Shere because she really put a lot of work into this. They took 22 million of the ARPA funding that the tribe had, and they put it into home ownership. So they're building what was meant to be 100 homes, but we all know with the pricing and everything going on in the world, it's going to end up less than that. It's going to end up between 70 and 80 homes, but they'll be mortgaged to tribal members. Some of them will be rent to own. So housing, we're in a big housing boom right now. So just being able to be that entity that our tribal members can come to and we can help them get there, it's a really rewarding feeling.
Thanks for sharing, Shar. Yes, that is true. We are in a bit of a housing crisis. It's definitely not front page news here in Rosebud, but things are seriously looking up and it has been really great. Yeah, definitely excited about that. And I see Cornelius shared that he actually helped develop an economic development series of programs for us here on Rosebud some time ago. And he's one of our visitors here, if you guys can see him there. Yeah, a few of them were actually implemented for the reservation. So cool. You probably know a little bit about what we're talking about, Cornelius.
That's awesome, Cornelius. Thank you. I'd like to see that plan sometime.
Yeah, for sure. And our next question is, what is something about work that I always say keeps you up at night? But what is something about like Tatanka Funds, like anything that you guys want to do, but there could be roadblocks or any conflicts within it? Anything that always say keeps you up at night? Any changes that you just want made or anything that you're just like, if I had 100 hands and 10 brains, anything come to mind?
Yeah, several things. Lately, one of the things that has been kind of keeping me up at night is when it comes to the CDFIs is a CDFI, it differs from a bank and the people within them that participate to get loans are successful because it's paired with technical assistance. And it's usually based around this, small town feel that says, okay, I come in to see Shar and maybe my credit isn't very good. And Shar helps me through that. It gets me to a place where I'm lender ready, and then I can start my business. And through that, she helps me build my business plan. She helps me learn how to file my taxes, sign up for EIN, all of these things that she builds me up to. And then I finally get to submit the loan application. Well, now the changes through the Treasury, because sits under the Treasury CDFIs, they're not considering funding CDFIs for the technical assistance portion, which is really key to success, especially in rural areas, especially in impoverished nations. That's the whole reason why we're not able to borrow from a Wells Fargo or a US bank or, a big financial institution. We're just not ready for that because of the requirements that they have. So the CDFI world handholds people and really helps build their capacity and their understanding. We're not just sticking people with a grant, or I mean not a grant, a loan, and saying, great business plan, here's your money, and slapping a percentage on it. There's actually a relationship that's built. So with the new funding requirements, and the new requirements that are coming out that aren't really focusing on supporting CDFIs with technical assistance as much as they were before, or counting that towards possible certification, that keeps me up at night for the CDFIs because if credit wasn't an issue, if learning about money and investing wasn't an issue, then I think our people would be fine because we see a ton of small time entrepreneurs, but they just can't get that loan to get started. So that's one of the things. There's many others, but I'll just stop there in case Shar has something to share.
Anything that comes to mind with you, Shar, or about the same?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that keep me up at night, and our I guess our capacity, because we're emerging, we don't have access to the CDFI fund right now. Once we're certified, we'll have access to the CDFI fund. But right now we run on grants, and now we're trying to move into the world of foundations, which is new to us. I take this work really personal because I was that person looking for this place in 2019. And I am a firm believer that the tribe and Redco, although I love both, shouldn't own all the businesses. Our people are smart, they're capable, they're able, sitting in a financial literacy class and listening to 10 people tell you their dreams. If they had the money, this is what they would do with it. This is the small business that they want to start. And the majority of them being based around us, our culture, our way of life here. So it keeps me up at night that, the work we're doing with very small funding and capacity, like, is it enough? There's a lot of nights where Shere and I work till 9 or 10 o'clock. And I'm super thankful. She is a working board member. By the time we're done, she needs 5-star quilts to honor her. But yeah, it keeps me up at night, wondering, are we doing enough? How can we do more to get these services out to our people?
Yeah, and really finding a way to interest people and bring interest in because we have a lot to offer as far as these classes, the technical assistance goes. Um, I've seen a post on Facebook the other day, like, well, no, it was a few months ago. Somebody said, I bought my first house. Thank you to so and so, and they named some lady in our community. Thank you for helping us through that, or helping me through that home ownership. That was a hard path. If she would have came to our classes, we could have helped her through that, and she wouldn't have had to rely on, reaching out to previous homeowners. Not saying we know all the answers, but we have resources if we don't know the answers. And really trying to capture interest and get more people involved. Because once we get them in, then we have their interest, but it's a matter of, getting out there and getting people interested because you start talking about things like taxes and finances and budgets, and people they just freeze up.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody likes to talk about money, right? Like everybody wants to talk about money, but we don't like to talk about money.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tatanka Funds is very unique. And you guys are right there with the rest of Shichanguko. I mean, there's never like I never ask somebody that question. They're like, no, like I sleep well at night. Like we're a happy boat. Yeah, that never happens. I mean, everybody's always thinking about something. We always want to do more. And I think that's the beautiful part about Shichanguko for sure. And Cornelius actually shared more. If this rings a bell with any of you guys, he said he also did the odor remediation project on the Bell Farms hog farm in the northern part of the reservation to reduce the environmental impact. I think I remember hearing about the Bell Farms hog farm. But yeah, so that's cool too, Cornelius. Um, like knowing what's going on and being familiar with it. Um,
Yeah, thank you for that. We really did need help with the that hog farm and what we were going to do after it failed and after that whole business just went under. Well, they didn't go under, but the partnership between us and them did. So thank you for helping with that.
Nice. And I'll ask one more question. If anybody out here that's live wants to ask a live question, feel free to drop it in the chat, but I'll ask my last question. 'Cause I know we'll have to end just a little bit earlier than usual, so Shar can get her to her daughter's game. My last question is, what is something that you're most looking forward to in the near future with Tatanka Funds? Any fun spill the beans plans or anything going on?
For me, it's getting some loans out with this new RDBG fund, and we have a small investment from Redco of unrestricted loan capital that we want to use to help some people with some other things. And Shar, I'll let you talk a little bit more about the loans that Awista got for the energy money.
Yeah, that's super exciting. So I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with the All Solar for All grant. We work with Awista. Awista is the largest native CDFI, our largest CDFI, and their whole sole purpose is to help other CDFIs emerge. And then we are also a part of Native CDFI Network. So both Awista and Native CDFI Network, they went for this Solar for All money. And there's many different projects that can be done with this funding. Instead of both of these entities loaning out the money, they're pushing it down to the local CDFIs. So October 10th through 12th, we'll travel to Omaha, and that is actually for Native CDFI. That's an onboarding. Um, we'll be able to, they'll sub-grant us X amount of funds. We're not sure how much we're going to ask for. People will be able to put solar on their homes. They'll be able to buy energy efficient appliances, um, new windows, um, and a very minimal interest rate and, you know, feasible payment. So that's really exciting if you ever drive through the reservation. We need a lot. And people being able to fix their home, make them more energy efficient is really needed.
Nice. We have another donor I just talked to today actually. She mentioned something about that, like asking if we were going to do anything with like renewable energy or solar energy or anything of the sort. So nice. Excited to hear more about that and hopefully all the puzzle pieces fall together beautifully.
Oh yeah, I'd
We
like to
do
add to
have,
that if you have a
oh, go
second.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Shar.
John Soms is actually on our call, and last year, John, he really helps us at Tatanka Funds. He's a big support in trying to find grants, ideas. We applied for an energy prize, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it right now. John, drop it in the chat. And we were awarded it. So it was only $100,000. We're going to use 50,000 of that to bring on another person and the other 50 for some of these small solar projects.
Nice. He said energizing rural communities.
There we go.
Nice. And we do have another question too from Kelly Holmes. She said she's the lead faculty of Creatives Indigenous, an accelerator program for creative Native entrepreneurs and artists. Who can I contact about potentially hosting one for the Rosebud Res? She said we received some interest from South Dakota, including in the Rosebud area. They're based in Denver, Colorado, but teach all over the place. So an accelerator program for creative Native entrepreneurs and artists.
Shar would be the contact person for that.
Nice. Well, there you go.
I did drop my email in the chat, Callie. Thank you for offering that.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah, we have a lot of potential like entrepreneurs and definitely artists here on the reservation. Callie, I don't know if you mean like singing artists or like paint artists, but we have a nice good mixing pot of both. So, and maybe even more types of artists. All right, she got your, yep, that's right, she said. All right, she got your email, Sharp. But all right, well, if there's anything else, Shar or Share that you guys wanna share with everybody here, go ahead and share it now. That'll be the last of it, and we'll call it a day. Unless anybody else has a question in the chat, I'll let you guys know.
Okay, let us know if anyone else has a question. I just want to say that building up Native communities is very important because Native Americans and Indigenous nations really have a natural business nature to them. Who else would take comods and make Indian tacos and sell them, right? So I always say, we could make our people know how to make something from nothing, and we need to give them opportunities and really help educate them and make them the best that they can be so they're prepared for entrepreneurship or even just life. We really need to start young and start teaching our young people and offering them credit builder loans so that way they have a fresh start.
If you have any closing words, Shar, we'll wrap it up after you.
No, thank you everybody for taking time to visit with us today. I apologize that we can't stay the full hour. It's been a very busy day, but I really appreciate it. It's very heartwarming to me to know that people out there are interested in all the work that we do at Sichangu Co. Um, 3 different entities, one big umbrella, and there's a lot of amazing things going on. So I hope you all continue to show up for these Ask Me Anythings.
All right, sounds great. Well, like always, if any questions arise from anybody watching the recording or anybody that's here live, feel free to shoot me an email, brandy@shichungu.co. And I know both of the ladies here are always more than happy to share any knowledge or answer any of you guys' questions. I'll be your guys' middleman and ask the question straight to them. So yeah, thank you guys again, everybody, for hopping on, and our Tatanka Funds team. You guys are amazing. We appreciate you guys. And I'm very glad that you guys can join me here today.
Thank you,
So
Brandy.
bye everyone.